Hello everyone, my name is Mordecai and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to explain understanding modern AI, and in this video you will understand it better. Now let us dive into the video and understand what is modern AI.
All right, let's talk about artificial intelligence. You hear about it everywhere, it's all over the news, but what is it actually? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through the noise, break down how it really works, and show you how you're already using it, probably every single day. Let's dive in.
So, be honest. When someone says AI, is this the kind of image that pops into your head? You know, a thinking, feeling robot from a sci-fi movie? If so, you're definitely not alone. It's the classic idea. But the reality of AI today is, believe it or not, way more interesting and a lot less scary.
Okay, so let's just get this out of the way right now. Modern AI is not about conscious machines plotting to take over the world. Not at all. The best way to think about it is as really smart software that has one incredible superpower: learning from data by detecting patterns. That's it. That's the whole secret.
So let's really dig into this whole myth versus reality thing. Because if you walk away with just one idea, it should be this: AI doesn't think the way you and I do. It learns. And that's a huge difference.
And the key to how it learns is the secret sauce for all modern AI. It's all about patterns. See, old-school software had to follow a strict set of rules written by a human. If this, then that. But AI is different. It kind of learns like we do, just by observing tons of information and finding the hidden connections.
The whole process really boils down to 4 simple steps. First, you just feed it an unbelievable amount of data. We're talking text, images, whatever. Then, the AI's only job is to sift through all that chaos and recognize patterns. From those patterns, it builds something called a model, which is just its own internal rule book. And finally, it uses that model to make a prediction. That's a step called inference, and it's basically just a highly educated guess.
You know, here's a fantastic way to picture it. Think about how a toddler learns to talk. They don't study a grammar book, right? They just listen and absorb everything around them until the patterns of the language start to click. Well, AI does pretty much the same thing, but imagine it reading the entire internet in a weekend. That's the scale we're talking about.
And this table right here, it really nails the difference. Traditional programming is rigid. It's all, if X happens, you must do Y. But modern AI, it learns from data to make what are called probabilistic predictions, which is just a fancy way of saying it makes a really good guess. That's why it's so good at messy, complex problems where the rules aren't always clear.
So if you need a simple takeaway, think of it like this. A calculator is a perfect example of old-school programming. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4, period. But you could ask an AI to create a picture of a cat, and it could give you a totally different cat every single time. It's working with possibilities, not unbreakable rules.
So this amazing ability to find patterns, how does it actually show up in the tools we use? Well, to understand that, let's go ahead and meet the main members of the modern AI family.
And first up is the big celebrity of the family, the one you've heard all about, the large language model, or what everyone just calls an LLM. These are the AIs that have been trained on just an astronomical amount of text. Also, they can understand and generate language that sounds remarkably human. I mean, you definitely know these names, right? ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they're all LLMs. They are the engines that have been driving this massive explosion in AI that we've seen recently.
And they're fantastic at things like answering your questions, drafting emails, even summarizing long reports. But, and this is a really big but, they do have some serious limitations. They can hallucinate, which is a fun way of saying they can just make stuff up and state it as fact. And their knowledge usually has a cutoff date, so they might not know about very recent events. Okay, next up in the family is Image AI. This one deals in visual patterns, and it has 2 main superpowers. It can create brand new images out of thin air, and it can understand what's inside images that already exist.
On the creation side, you've got tools like DALL-E and Midjourney that can whip up these absolutely incredible images from just a simple text description. And on the recognition side, that same pattern-finding ability is what lets you unlock your phone with your face, or even helps doctors spot diseases in medical scans way earlier. And of course, we can't forget voice and speech AI. This is the one that's a master of sound patterns. It's the magic behind Siri and Alexa understanding your commands, the tech that can transcribe a whole meeting for you, and it can even generate new speech that sounds totally real. So now that you've met the whole family, let's bring it all back home. Because here's the crazy part. You are already an AI power user. Seriously, you've been using it all day, every day, whether you realized it or not.
I mean, anytime you ask your phone for the weather or to play a song, your phone isn't just hearing you, it's using speech recognition AI to understand the incredibly complex patterns in your voice to figure out what you want.
And what about unlocking your phone just by looking at it? Yep, that's powerful image recognition AI matching the unique patterns of your face in literally a fraction of a second. It's pretty amazing when you stop to think about it.
Or have you ever used an app where you point your camera at a plant to figure out what it is? You guessed it. That's the exact same type of image recognition AI, just using its pattern spotting skills for a totally different job. And that awesome new feature in your email that offers to summarize a super long, rambling message into just a few bullet points? That's our old friend the LLM, hard at work, saving you a ton of time. It's already completely woven into the tools we use every day. So, at the end of the day, that's really all modern AI is. It's a pattern-finding machine. It finds patterns in our words, in our pictures, and in our sounds to help us in all sorts of ways, big and small. The only real question is, now that you know what you're looking for, what's the next pattern you'll spot it finding out in the wild?
I hope you now understand modern AI and how it works. Important note, Code AI is a tool, not a replacement for learning programming. Just like calculators don't replace understanding math. Subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment for more AI content and updates.